Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Chocolate Soul here from Team Wonder Bread. Finally getting our deck profile of Boss Panda, our team captain. He's bringing you 6 Samurais today, so hope you enjoy.
Hey, what's up, you guys? With a new format, I figured 6 Samurai would be a strong deck choice. Now that Inzectors are gone, which was one of the deck's worst matchups, I figured people are going to be siding for a lot of wind-up and, other decks that are floating around like Agents and stuff. But I figured with the new list, you could play a little bit more conservatively and more control-based. So I changed my deck up a bit. So this is what I got. Starting off, you got 3 keys on, obviously. Triple Kagemusha, 2 Elder. This format, I decided to run 1 hand and 1 Grandmaster. For a long time, I've been running 2, but I was reading a lot about it, and people were testing 1. They said 2 would tend to be cloggy. After playing it at 1, I realized that it is a lot more consistent. You don't draw it, as much as you don't need it. Plus, with some of the other changes I made, I don't necessarily need more than 1. I run 1 Anishi. I added Spirit of the 6 Samurai back in. He's actually really good with opening like keys on Grandmaster. Run over smaller monsters. You always don't have to explode first turn. Gives you some draw power. The deck needs a little bit more consistency. I also run 1 Kageki. I was running 2 for a while, but with Veiler running around and Maxi running around, and honestly, you only need 1. I run 1 Zanji to get over Reaper and other stuff like that. 1 Xian Squire. I'm back and forth on this card. I'm probably going to take it out for something else. But for right now, he's been testing okay. And with this format, I got double effect Veiler. I'm not real big on running this in Samurai main deck, but as big as effects are right now, and with as much spell trap negation that the deck has, the only thing you got to worry about is monster effects. One Reborn. I only went with 1 Typhoon. Like I said, with as many negators as you run, you don't really need as much spell trap removal. 1 Heavy. I'm only playing 2 Asceticism. Some of the other card choices later will explain why. Double Smoke Signal and Rhoda, obviously. This is the reason why I only play 2 Asceticism. I run 2 Dojo. I was running 3 and 3. Tend to clump, and you didn't really need that much. So I dropped both of them down to 2, and it's actually been working very well for me, especially with opening that and another Bushido counter, Adder, and Gateway. It's busted. Speaking of Gateway, obviously the best card in the deck. Big Rhoda, pumps your monsters and specials. Triple United, obviously. My trap lineup this format's a little bit different. I run double Bottomless, double Dimensional Prison. I wasn't going to run this, but I decided to run double Phoenix Chain. It's actually tested really well for me lately. I need a little bit more testing to see if I might cut it back to 1, but 2's been working out really well. And then obviously the Solemn Brigade. I was thinking about running compulsories over the Phoenix Chains, but it's back and forth. Onto the extra deck. I run 1 Zen Mains for your rank 3. I run 1 Blade Armor and 1 Excalibur. Card's stupid, and it's finally an easy out to Gores, aside from Kageki and Shadow. 1 Gemnite Pearl, 1 Maestroke, Shock Ruler. I swear to this card is probably the most busted Exceed this format. One game I was playing against one of the other members, Jay. I opened a way to get triple keys on and Xian out, and I went Shockmaster for effects, and had Xian out with a bunch of others set back row. Butterfly Assassin, it's good not to run, kills the Reaper. I'm not big on Shadow, but it's just a way to get counters, and if I need to, I can pump that Kageki up to bust over that Gores. 1 Cataster, 1 Xian, obviously, Naturia Synchros. I went for 1 B-Rose over the Landois. I'm probably going to try to go back to Landois, see which one was working better. I haven't really needed anything to clear the board, honestly, so I usually have an abundance of spells in this deck, so 1 Scrap Dragon and 1 Stardust Dragon. on to the side.
Oh, wait for this, YouTube.
This deck has a really big problem with Thunder King, and it has a lot of, it doesn't have any outs to larger monsters unless you actually use Gateway to pump up your monsters. So I came up with this. I'm side decking Caius the Shadow Monarch.
Please explain.
With like a 2-card combo, you can set up something pretty stupid. I've actually done this quite a few times already. Say if you special Elder, if they have T-King out, they usually won't negate the Elder just for the fear that they think you're going to go for a Synchro. You activate Asceticism and go into Kagemusha, and then you end up tribbing the Elder for Caius to banish the T-King or whatever monster you can't get over, and then you just tune for Scrap or Stardust. I've gotten this off quite a few times. This has actually banished BLS and some other things from the game that's been pretty hard to get over, and it's a pretty funny side deck choice, but it's been working really well. So if you guys run Samurai, I try to recommend it. It's pretty funny. I run double Max C. I'm still back and forth between this and Effect Veiler in the main. Our meta, I could probably run the Max Cs and be a little bit better, but it just depends on your meta really. But you gotta watch out for windups. I run one Swift Scarecrow, OTK Stopper. I run a lot of spell traps, so I don't run Gores. And I know I probably should, but I run Scarecrow instead. With Geargiano and other stuff like GKs and stuff, I've actually sided Eru. Card runs over armor and spy like nobody's business. And whenever they side in their snowmans and stuff, because that's a huge side deck card for this, they usually side snowman and some other things. This walks right over it. You don't have any problem.
Plus, you can Asceticism into Anishi with it, can't you?
Anishi? Yeah. Yeah, you can go into this with Kageki or into Anishi with this as well. I run Darkle. I don't main deck it. I have it for a while, just because I usually have a lot of field presence, and most of the time it's a dead draw. I run my second Typhoon inside. I only side one and main one. Like I said, a lot of negators. I see Machiner gadgets and Geargiano and all that other stuff getting real big. So I was gonna side deck Cyber Dragons, but overall I think this is such a better card. System Down. Not only does it clear the field, but it gets rid of everything in the graveyard. So if they are running the Machina variant of Geargiano, it definitely takes everything, take care of everything in the graveyard, takes care of the Machinas in the grave. Or if you're playing gadgets or whatever, and it gets rid of Zen mains too.
He is a machine, isn't he?
Yeah. I'm trying this out. I'm back and forth with it. It's actually testing fairly well. Just a 1-tech Blackhorn. Instead of running Dimensional Fissure, I opted for Macrocosmos. Dark World is still a really strong deck this format, and there's a lot of matchups that Macro can take care of. Rogue Frognarks and other decks like that. You just doesn't really hurt the deck too much. Most of the time when I side this in, I'll side Monster Born out and some other stuff. Lastly, Rivalry. The card is still way too good not to run it if you're running a deck specific type.
Auto kills windups.
Yeah, windups, and it slows down the tour guide going into something else play. Yeah, they can still go Sangin or whatever, but it stops them from overland. It's still really good, and it slows down a lot of decks, especially when they go T-King against you, so you just Rivalry, especially if you're playing against anti-meta or something like that. They'll only have to keep the T-King on board, and then you just Caius it away. But, yeah, that's my deck for now.
Alright, YouTube, that was Boss Panda with his 6 Samurai deck, the true 6 Samurai player. Alright, peace, YouTube.